Hello my dear friend, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, this is Juni's Plan With Me. For me, February is a romantic month, and I know it's a little bit cliche, but I still decided to go with this mailbox/love letter theme to match the Valentine's Day vibe. I had a really rough January. As you can see, all the video schedule were messed up, and I'm releasing this video after February already started for like a week. But I really like how this month setup turned out, so hopefully it can bring you some inspirations for your future bullet journal, if not for this month. Before we start, a quick reminder that if you haven't watched my 2022 yearly setup video, I'll leave the link in the description down below for you, as well as a January plan with me, in which I did this adorable tiger theme for Chinese Lunar New Year. And without further ado, let's start today's pop-up BUJO journey. As always, the template is available as colored version in my online shop at juniesunstudio.com. But to explain it better, here I prepared a line work version. You can either go to my shop to grab the template and join me for the assembling, or follow me and make your own version step by step. Today's pop-up has two sections. The first one is the mailbox, and its mechanic is similar to the picnic basket I did in last May, with a little bit variation. All the dimensions I'm using here are based on my A5 notebook size, so if you're using a different size card as base, you can just simply scale it to match how big you want. So for the mailbox section, we have three parts. The sides are as labeled. Solid line for cutting, dashed line for folding. There are two dashed lines look slightly lighter than the others because they are just guidelines who needs light fold, which I'll show you in a little bit. On two sides of the main body rectangle, there are two fan-look door, and they're symmetrical, so you can just draw out one, fold the paper in the center, and cut out the other one if that makes it easier for you. On the lower part of the first rectangle, let's cut out a small circle with radius of 0.3 cm. Then the second piece is a double radius size circle with 4 cutting lines towards the center from 4 directions for 0.3 cm. Which leave the center circle also 0.3 cm. Moving on to the third piece, it's a flag on the side of the mailbox. Again, you can modify the dimensions if you want. Just make sure the circle on the left is at least 0.6 cm radius. As for the color, I'm using this classic dark green because it's kind of matching my own mailbox. And the flag is in red like most designs in real life. It's a little bit hard to see the dashed line from the camera, so I fold them ahead of time to make it more clear for you. The two guidelines I mentioned earlier, we just need to give it a light fold, and that's good enough. As for the rest, everything is symmetrical, so I believe it's pretty easy to follow. Before gluing them all together, let's set up the flag first. All we need is some help from this rotating circle mechanic. Fold two ends of the circle crossing to each other, put it through the hole on the mailbox, and then flatten it on the back. Ideally, it should perfectly fit if the previous measurement is correct and you cut it accurately. And now it's time to glue the flag on. In order to have both sides look good, I made another one with the same dimension but symmetrical to glue them together first. For glue, depending on how strong you want it to be, I usually choose from dot tip glue, glue stick, and Aleene's Tacky glue. I'll leave links to those products in the video description if you're interested, as well as all other supplies I use in this video. When you put glue on the rotating part, be careful and make sure only apply it on the bow tie part. Otherwise, it could easily get stuck. And after it gets all dry, our little flag is done. The rest is to finish gluing other parts together like what I'm showing you here. At the end, I also put my channel name on it. You can also write down your name or address with a white marker to make it more fun. Okay, let's move on to the next section. The one I want to explain a little bit more is the envelope part. If you want to do it on the craft paper from scratch, here's how I did it. Cut out a 10 by 10 cm square, connect the diagonal dots, then from the center point, find 3.8 on each side of one line and 2.8 on each side of the other line. Draw out 4 parallel lines from the diagonal lines, then give it a round cut for all corners. Now you have the base of the envelope. To turn into a pop-up, let's draw out a rectangle with 4.8 by 4 cm with the extra glue part on the top. Here I also want to make a smaller version of it, so I just simply scaled it to about 62.5% size and make another set. And here are all the parts after cutting out. So the envelope is quite easy, just follow the dashed line and fold all corners to the center. Glue the bottom together. Then place the pink piece in, along with the folding line. Put glue on it, then close the top cover. One tip for this pop-up is that you may want to use thicker paper for the inside piece, at least 160 GSM paper for example, to make sure it can open and fold back with no problem. As for the rest, you can just use regular printer paper, which is what I'm using here because I don't want my notebook to become too bulky. Now the envelopes are done, I want to add some details on the letter paper. Honestly, I've never written a love letter when I was in school, but it just feels so cute to use this line paper tiered from a school notebook. Anyway, to mimic that, I use a hole puncher to make 3 holes on the side. And now we're ready for the final assembly. Firstly, the mailbox. Simple setup, find the spot you like. Here I choose the top half of my notebook. Then put glue on one side first, place it along the center line and put glue on the other side. Close the notebook or your card base, let the magic happen by itself. And ta-da! The mailbox is done. Now let's move on to the next section. Oh, by the way, the dimension of the love letter piece I designed is actually matching the bigger envelope, meaning if you want to write down some secret, it can be perfectly put into the envelope. Here I just write down something I want to say to my loved ones. You make me smile every single day. So basically, proportion-wise, the love letter and the big envelope match, the mailbox and the small envelope match. After gluing them on, it's time to do some decoration. A few days ago, I received this beautiful washi tape set from Noble Therapy. It's part of their newly released vintage rose collection, and I thought it's just perfect for my love letter theme because they always include this adorable stamp design. By the way, the notebook I'm using right now is also from Noble Therapy, which I enjoy a lot. This video is not sponsored, but I do have affiliate link with them. So if you're interested in purchasing anything from Noble Therapy, remember to use my coupon code JUNISWIN10 to get 10% off for your entire order while I receive a small amount commission fee. This collection also comes with this beautiful stamp set. I personally love this postmark the most, and again, it's just perfect for this setup. And now it's time to introduce my sticker from my online shop. The rose design is actually from last year's rose bouquet, but this year I also combined it with the Days in Week and subtitle page as a combo. You can either purchase them in a set or separately. Check out juniswanstudio.com to find out more other designs, and of course, I would really appreciate if you just want to visit and look around. This year my life has been changing a lot, so I'm not able to make new stickers or BUJO Kit every month like last year, but I still saw a lot of return customers and some of them ordering same stickers again and again, which really touches me. It's amazing to see my work being liked by you, and I just want to say thank you, and it means so much to me. For the next few months, I'm not sure if I have the capacity to do shop update, but I'll make sure all the old design stickers stay in stock. So no matter you're new or old customers, you're very welcome to shop in my online store, and I really appreciate your support to my small business. So yeah, now the cover page is done. I hope my explanation is clear enough. Again, you can find the pop-up template as digital download in my shop, and if you want to recreate it and share on Instagram, don't forget to tag me at JuniSunXiaomei, both on the post and in the description, so I won't miss your beautiful work. Oh, and here's the rose bouquet pop-up I did last February. Video link in the right up corner and description if you haven't watched it yet. This one is relatively easier and honestly is one of my personal favorites. Okay, now let's move on to the next spread, monthly view. Here I want to try something I've never done before, but maybe you've seen it somewhere else because it's a popular design for Harry Potter theme setup, the map if you know what I'm talking about. Basically, I just flip one more page and fold it into half, as well as the next page on the right side. Then glue them to the back to create this door look type of layout. I'll be working on the inside of it in a second, but firstly, let me quickly set up the two sides, which are monthly goal and gratitude. The pens I use are Tumbledo brush pen number 800 and 761. Then for the calendar, I use my favorite pink number 772. The calendar layout is the most simple style. Each day is 6x6 dot space, and the dates part I'm using postal white marker to write down on the pink dots. As for the rest decoration, I decide to continue this collage style from the cover page. I gotta say, I think I'm getting better and better at it. At least I didn't waste too much energy on struggling this time. I wasn't a fan of collage before, but now I think it's the quickest way to make your spread pretty and cute. For people who don't have much time, like me right now, I think it's a really good idea. After writing down my social media tracker, I want to work on this double door a little bit more by adding a lock. I found a piece of hard paper, draw out two half hearts, one with bottom extra glue section, one with top extra glue section. Then cut them out. As for the size, there's no rules, just make it however big you like. It would be great if you have red cardboard. If not, you can just color like me. To have the opaque red, I use gouache, but other pigment or brush pens will work too. While waiting for them to get dry, let's decorate the double door a little bit with some washi tape. The one I chose is from the washi tape shop, and I also have a coupon if you want to shop with them. Use Junie10 for 10% off when you check out. And now let's get back to the heart lock. Find the spot you like, then glue them on separately. Make sure the middle line is matching. To lock it, flip the top and the bottom part of each half heart and slide to the other side. Same for opening it. Of course, if you think that's too much, you can just leave it open and use them as handles of the double door. This spread looks a little bit empty, so I use them to give it a pattern border and then add two roses. I'll add more decoration in the final touch, but for now, let's move on to the next spread, mood tracker and habit tracker. Actually didn't do mood tracker for a long time. One reason is because I write daily journal now and it's kinda unnecessary to keep tracking here. And another reason is that I always forget to fill it up, especially when the design is a little bit complicated. But this month, it's a perfect time to draw out 28 hearts and color them, and I thought it would be really fun and easy to do. So here I made another envelope to glue on the left bottom corner, then fill up the empty space with 28 hearts. For the legend, I use red, dark pink, light pink, and empty heart to represent different moods. Simple and cliche design, I know, but I should be able to remember to fill them up, and hopefully there will be a lot of red hearts by the end of this month. On the right side, I'm using it for habit tracker. Here I made another 6 mini envelopes to hold 6 tracker calendars. I feel like I've never done so much handcraft in any of the past setups, but it's really fun and I like how this tracker page turned out. The stamp I'm using, I believe I've recommended it many times before, and I really think it's a time saver. But for February, there are only 28 days, so before stamping, remember to wipe the ink from the last 3 days. The calendar paper, I made a 3.5 by 4 centimeters, so you can glue it on the top to show all the dates or place them into the pocket, which I personally prefer more. Then decorate the borders a little bit more. And now this simple mood tracker and habit tracker page is done. Finally, we're on the weekly spreads, and as a big Dutch door lover, today I'm going to make another simple Dutch door design. Recently, I've been in love with 2 week per spread layout, so here I only need 2 pages. On the edge, I cut away 9 dot space, then use corner cutter to run the corners. On the left and right shared space, I'm going to use them as to-do list and note. Then for the weekly spreads, I divide it into 7 sections for Monday to Sunday. Each day has 5 dot space. But of course, if you prefer to do 1 week per spread, feel free to modify it, like 4 sections per page, so there are 7 days plus an empty block for whatever you want to use for. After all, what fits your lifestyle is the best. On the last week, there's only one day, so under it, I'm going to use it as monthly summary as always. And this month, I also add back in the print dump section, which will take the leftover space on the right side. This weekly layout is one of my favorites because it looks super simple and neat and very easy to make. The shared section on both sides could also be used for habit tracker or gratitude, so you don't have to flip back and forth every time using it. And now, as I'm doing some final decoration, I want to take some time to give a special thank you to my new Patreon members, Mariana and Yang. Thank you so much, and also all the patrons who's been supporting me in the past years. The bonus content I offer has changed a little bit for this year, and if you want to check it out, I'll leave the link in the right-up corner and the description down below. But of course, by watching my YouTube video and staying until the end, giving it a thumb up and subscribe to this channel also means a lot to me. And here comes the final flip through. If you're still here, leave a letter or mailbox emoji in the comments and let me know. This theme doesn't have to be for February Valentine's Day, but also any month you want. And the pop-up design is not very hard either. I'll be so happy if you want to give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to leave it down below and I'll try my best to answer them. If you like this video, please click the like button. It'll help it to reach more potential viewers and help this channel to grow. And if you want to see more content from me, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you can receive notifications when I upload new videos. At the end, I just want to say Happy February and Happy Valentine's Day. Also, remember to love yourself every day. I hope you have an amazing February and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye!